When have you and the players got out most from your first week training with them?
All good work, some physical work. It was sort of an assessment of mine after the game last week. It was really hard for everybody, for not just ourselves as staff, but for the players and new coaching staff coming in to quickly get what we wanted. But I think this league is certainly ruthless in terms of how you must be peak fitness and sharpness and competitive and second ball. So there's been an element of that to our work with some rest in between through the week. And some good messaging about what we want. We've got to get to the point quickly. The players, as I say, are good players. We've got some good technical players. Feel like a group that really want to get to where they can, which, a lot of good interactions of players wanting to know what we want from them and take it on board. I've certainly sensed that through the week. We've had a good week in that sense, and it was important for us to have that, but obviously what will be important is that we show it on the pitch.
It is a young squad and some senior players left in the summer. Do you sense it needs a bit of leadership?
I think that's an easy conclusion. I think leadership as a sense has changed over the years. It's always easy to hark back 15 years and go, well, there were leaders everywhere. It's not always the case, and the young men here have to make themselves leaders too. We're young, but we're not babies. Players have to take responsibility, and we have some leaders in the dressing room. I've already seen that through the week. And there are bits of experience there, so that's something to assess, I guess, going forward. But it's certainly not something. I should be a leader. Ben Sheaf will be a leader. So will Jake Bidwell, but also so will the younger players in the team. They also have to grow into that. You
started with Norman Seth against Cardiff. He's created quite a stir in his time here. Are you excited about that young talent, and how do you nurture it?
Yeah, I'm very excited about him as a player, because I think his profile, when you look at him and what he brings you as an out-and-out number 9 as such, is really good. His speed, desire, pressing, finishing, hunger for a goal, that's very evident in him, and I love that. So all those things are good. We just have to take our time with him in terms of development. He's fresh here, really. Made some really good steps recently, and that's great to see. I have competition at the top end of the pitch, which is a good thing as well. And we'll have to use that, especially going into a 3-game week. But yeah, Norman's been very impressive to me and to us, not only in the game and the games I saw before I came, but in training. So I think he's a talent, and we'll work very closely with him.
And you kept Ellis Sims out of the starting lineup against Cardiff, so you know Ellis well. You're fair to say he's had a fairly slow start to the season. He did last season as well, and went on to score 19 goals. What's needed, do you think, to get the best out of him and to get him going?
Well, I know all his attributes well. Ellis is a quiet lad, but he's also a hungry lad behind that sort of facade of quietness. That's just his personality. And again, he also has things that we need in this league and in this team. So again, that's good competition between particularly those two, but we had others in that area as well. But yeah, I'll work again well with Ellis. He'll get his opportunity, and then it's up to him to take his opportunities.
What's the latest on Hajji Wright?
Still waiting. He's progressing pretty well. I haven't really got a time frame for you at the minute. He's working well, and we hope to have him back soon. It's one of the disappointments of coming in, of not having him ready right now, but it's a busy period, and we're hoping he's back soon.
Is Joe Evers particularly looking forward to this game?
Yeah, but he is, but you have to take emotions out of these things, because we've all been there. I've gone back to previous clubs, etc., and it brings a different feeling for sure. We're all human to that, but we'll just approach the game, try and win the game, try and understand Millwall's strengths and possible weaknesses, and it's down to the players. We're very professional about it. We're here to try and help this club, and we know we're in a moment of wanting to improve, so that's our main focus.
He was given less than 4 months at Millwall. Does it surprise you a little time he was given?
Well, in football generally at the moment, in managers, we're seeing it now. I'm seeing managers in the Premier League that came in the summer and potentially losing their jobs apparently very quickly. That's the world we live in. No matter how hard you work, sometimes results might not be there, and we know that in the modern world it changes. So I don't think surprise in anything in this game. And if you come into this game, you have to put it to the side. The idea of the fear of what may be. You have to work as well as you can, and sometimes things don't come off. We've seen many a manager now, managers that are working at the top of Premier League in their previous clubs, the job didn't work for whatever fit. So I think those situations are going to become even more normal of shorter terms at times, but it's still high quality coaches and managers, and people go elsewhere and do well. So we have to understand that in this role.
Yeah. You get Millwall at a good time because they're missing quite a few, aren't they?
Well, yeah, but they're also on a really good run of games generally over the last 6 weeks plus. I've even not working here, I understood that they were on a good trajectory and getting results, and so yeah, I don't think you can ever underestimate a Millwall in terms of going there as well. Atmosphere, style. We all miss players at different times, and I'm sure they've got the players to come in who are hungry to come in and fill the gap. So I wouldn't prejudge that one.
I think they got 4 players on 4 years. I think you've got 2. I think this is the last game, I think, before the cut-off. Have you talked to the 2 players about that? Do they have to bear that in mind?
Well, they were aware of it, but I haven't spoken so much because one thing, when you go to Millwall, it's going to be quite a fierce game and a physical game potentially. So the last thing I want is players pulling out of anything that they shouldn't do in terms of the physical nature of the game, but they're aware of it. But we also have a squad, so if we are to pick up a suspension done in the right way, when I say the right way, to be physical and do the right thing, but things can happen, then so be it.
Ben, how's the first week been under the new manager?
Yeah, it's been good. Obviously things change when new managers come in, but it's been enjoyable so far. Obviously new information. Good new energy, positive energy around the place. So so far we've been really enjoying it, and hopefully we can take that into the game tomorrow.
Is it a difficult transition given how long the previous manager was here, that a lot of players in this group, I know there's been a lot of change in the playing group, but some at Coventry only know one way?
Yeah, there's a small group of us obviously who've had Mark Robbins from since we've been here, so from that sense, yeah, and I think in the modern day game it's very rare for a manager to stay in a job that long. So yeah, in terms of that, it's a bit strange, but it's sometimes change can be good. Renew the energy, and I think that's what's happened.
For a midfield player, for someone to tap into on a daily basis, it doesn't get much better than Frank Lampard, does it?
No, I mean, there's not many better examples of English midfielders. What he's done speaks for itself, and obviously it was really exciting when he was named head coach. So looking to learn as much as I can from him, and I think all the boys are excited.
In terms of idols and people that you looked up to growing up, I mean, he must have been relatively near the top of the list, was he?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that era of the likes of him, Steven Gerrard, Paul Scholes, they're all top players. So real good role models to look up to.
And therefore, on a daily basis, and obviously he'll be doing things with the group, but what can you take from working with him on a one-on-one basis? Obviously he's a midfielder himself, so hopefully there'll be some good conversations that we can have. But the staff he's brought in, they've all been really good so far. The tactical information we've received so far has been really good, and I'm looking to learn as much as I can. I think that's going to happen with this set of staff. Is there a part of him you remember as a player that you think, I could really do with that in my game?
Obviously scoring a few more goals would be nice, but the game's moved on since then, so there's different sort of types of midfielders, and I'm not I guess the exact same type of midfielder, but I look to build the game and then join in when we get a bit higher up the pitch. But if I can take a few goals from him, then that'd be nice.
Thanks, Ben.
Cheers.
Have you noticed much difference in the approach of the new regime compared to the old one?
Obviously a little bit. It's still obviously we're only a week or so in, so I'm sure there's going to be a bit more change in the next coming weeks and months. But like every change, there's going to be a few bits and bobs that are different. But like I said earlier, sometimes change is good, and it can give someone a kick up the backside, and look yourself in the mirror and think what can I do differently, and I think it's a positive change, I think, now.
Yeah, I'm sure you're all eager to impress at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, nothing should really change from a an inside point of view. You want to do your best no matter what's going on. But maybe, unconsciously, maybe you do that a little bit. But you should want to do your best and bring your best every day.
Clearly, an issue's been goals conceded lately. I think it's 2 in each for the last 5 games, and you're sometimes conceding even when the opposition aren't on top. I mean, that's a team thing, presumably, and how do you sort of try and put that right?
Yeah, obviously, conceding goals isn't just down to the back four and the goalkeeper, it's down to everyone, it starts from the front. So, like you say, we're conceding too many goals and, really poor goals at that. So, it's one of those things, you just got to, do the work out on the training pitch, stick together, and, hopefully we can change that record.
And the manager or the head coach has got a reputation of liking the sort of 4-3-3 type formation which he used against Cardiff. How much does that affect you in terms of your role?
A little bit. As I said, it's early doors, so there's only so much information you can get across to us in a short space of time. So I think, as time goes on, we're only going to get better and better and learn different things. So my role might change a little bit, but I'm looking forward to that. I always want to get better, so I think we're going to do that new information. That's going to happen.
I think you like to use the wingers, and you've got some exciting wide players, haven't you? Is that something that you can tap into? Yeah,
definitely. We've got players there who can really hurt teams. So if we can transition the ball forward into those attacking players, then they've got real quality to do some damage.
And Millwall, good memories from last season. Got a good win there.
Yeah, really good. Obviously, Joe was the manager at the time.
You have to keep that a bit quiet with it.
Yeah, no. But I actually remember last year Millwall started really well, and then we came into the game and sort of played really well from there on in, and had a good result. We're looking to get a win because we're certainly due one.
But Easer Ground has got a certain reputation. What's it like playing in front of that home crowd?
I quite enjoy it, if I'm honest. Every time I played there, I've enjoyed the atmosphere. I think you play football for those sort of atmospheres, and you want to take it in. But I've got pretty decent memories from playing there, so hopefully that continues.
It's a sellout, 3,000 away following. So you obviously they're backing you.
Yeah, no, it's no secret how good our fans are. The away support's always been brilliant. So hopefully we can give them something to cheer about.